Have you ever wondered what it sounds like when animals are just trying to get it on? Well, you're going to find out here in a minute. This week on the Twisted 10.
Welcome to another episode of The Twisted 10.
What up, boys?
Howdy. I'm sitting in studio with my boys, Ron and Josh. Tach, we miss you. We can't wait for you to come back and get your schedule aligned to be in here. You know, before we get into the show, I commented to the guys here in studio, there is a cool dynamic by having Tach in here that works with us well. He is, I don't know, sometimes the whipping pole of the group, but also sometimes he brings the comedy value, and it's good to have him in. We miss you, Tach. So when you're editing this, just know we're all thinking about you.
Do me a favor, when you're editing this, edit this fucking dick suck session out. That's what you need to edit.
I'm trying to encourage him to want to come back in, man.
He knows he's welcome. Anytime he wants.
He wants it. He just what do you say? He gets up
at like 4:30 on a Monday morning.
On Monday. I love you guys. But if I had to get up at 4:30 in the morning, we wouldn't record on Sundays.
No, well, I wouldn't be here.
How do you think Tach keeps his youthful appearance? He needs to have that 9.5 hours of sleep every night. He needs beauty sleep. Yeah. All right. So back to the show. Welcome to the listeners to the Twisted 10. Hey, before we get into the show, go check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Twisted10. On there, you can get exclusive content to our after shows. You may have heard us teasing that a little bit. That is where the four of us, sometimes the three of us, sit here and just bullshit about stuff that's just on our mind. There's no lists or anything. It's just some fun topics. So go check that out if you're. And by the way, that also helps the show. So that allows us to buy upgrades and microphones and our hosting packages and all sorts of stuff. So throw us a couple bones on Patreon. We would greatly appreciate it. What else do we need to plug for the show? We talked about it just a minute ago.
Discord?
Discord, yes.
So yeah, we do have a Discord community that's steadily growing. We'd love for you guys to jump in and check it out. You can just go to twisted10.com and right on the bottom of the screen, just a big old button that says Discord. Yep. You don't need an app for it, or if you like having an app, then you can download the app for it. It's not our app, it's Discord's app. But yeah, it can be all web-based too. Yeah, it's just a nice little chat room. Little voice room. We do Sunday night live streams. We are live streaming on Discord right now as we are recording.
That's a good point. So if you excuse me on the live stream, coughing. So if you are a listener that wants that exclusive content before it actually gets published, then you can listen to us live in Discord and hear the show that we publish a few weeks afterwards. So get it. It's kind of a neat little sneak peek into the lives of the Twisted 10. So. Enough about that. I am Adam. I am not your host tonight. I think I did us enough justice last week with our top 10 dumbest inventions. So
that was good.
Yeah. Ron, are you doing anything over there, buddy?
I thought you said we weren't going to start the show like this anymore. You said it was awkward and dumb.
That's true. Yeah,
I did say that. Didn't I?
You did set that pace.
You said it's awkward and dumb, and we need to do something different.
So Ron, I've known you now for 24 years or something like that.
Yeah, since like the Kenny Shoes, JJ Riggins rack room days. Yes.
Josh, I've known you now for 14 years.
2007.
So that's about right. You two both know that my memory is the worst out of anybody that you know. So you're going to have to forgive me if I'm going to forget some shit every once in a while. But yeah, you're right. So now it's even more awkward, Ron. See what you did?
That was the whole point.
We laid the awkward on. It was perfect. It was perfect.
Yes. I am not the host today, Adam.
Thanks, Ron. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, buddy.
Actually, it is me this week. If your powers of deduction are failing you today, it is me. So I'm going to be bringing us a nice, informative, fun list tonight. We're going to go and we're going to listen to 10 of nature's most bizarre sounding animals.
That is awesome. I like it.
So I'm going to...
Wait a minute. Andrea didn't provide like me snoring audio, and you're going to slip it in as your twist, right?
Man.
Did I just blow up your twist?
Yeah, you did. It's gone. It's gone. I don't really have a twist on this one. There's not, they're all real. They're all real sounds. None of this is made up.
That'd be awesome if one of them was him in the microphone. I would die.
You laugh. You have no idea how hard I considered that. It would have been a lot of fun, but when you listen to a lot of these, there's value straight down this list. It's gonna be
We're
good.
both imagining your backyard with Margaret, your beautiful wife, holding yourself in a like, why the fuck am I doing this? And Josh on the other side of the yard going, wait, he probably tried that. You probably.
And he just couldn't get a good noise that sounded where
His mic was off. It just sounded amateur. I couldn't.
You hear my wife sighing through the whole thing.
No, so it's gonna be pretty cool.
Sweet.
So we're gonna as we get on the list, usual number. I will not tell you anything about the animal. So the first thing will be you are going to hear it first, and it's not. Some of these are going to be. I bet that you will be able to at least get in the ballpark of the right animal for some of these. So it doesn't really contribute well to even a guessing game. I wanted to fit something in, but we're just gonna have to listen.
I mean, you and so this is a me versus Ron competition. That's what we're turning this into here. So whoever guesses the animal gets a point or something. I don't know, but I think I have an advantage over Ron right now. And Josh would have the same advantage, but he's the host, so he obviously isn't guessing his own animals that he's going to play.
I can play.
I have heard all of the farm animals on my daughter's TV shows 1,000 times on repeat, so I know what a duck sounds like. I know what a cat. I could go through them all if you wanted me to, but I think I'm going to save my tactical advantage for the twist.
I wonder were you even old enough, Josh, to have the toy where you yanked the string and it would turn around? And then it would stop and point to an animal. A pig sounds like.
Yes, we have one of those upstairs.
Yeah. They still exist. I didn't know if they were like.
Yes, I was born more recently than 8 days ago.
No, I didn't know that they were still around. I haven't had small children in years, and I thought maybe it was the 70s, 80s.
No, they have gotten much nicer.
However, there is an app for that now too.
Yeah, I would think so. That's another reason I would think there'd be, but that wouldn't have been an app when Josh
No, this
was
is still
kid.
The one I have upstairs is the handle. You crank it and it is. The pig says.
Sounds like you're trying to jumpstart a fucking airplane.
Yeah, exactly.
No, actually, man, yesterday. So I know time doesn't exist to our listeners, but yesterday was our son's 9-month day. He turned 9 months yesterday. Today, he climbed a flight of stairs.
Holy shit! Really?
Yep, just by himself. I was with him, but he crawled all the way up flight of stairs outside.
We got some genius fucking kids, Josh. That's what that means.
And it's
my daughter is 4 months old and was holding her own bottle. We even asked Google how old babies are when they start holding it. Google says 9 months. Our daughter's advanced, I think.
Nice.
Everybody's kids are the smartest, the
of
best.
Course. Yeah.
Do everything first. Whatever.
My kid's great. My daughter's great at falling over. She's really good at it.
My daughter, she was a really slow walker. She started walking very late, but she was doing this hop thing. Do you remember?
I just imagine. Slow walker. The hop thing.
Yeah, she had one leg kind of out, the other leg kind of tucked in, sitting on her bum, and would just hop everywhere. It was keep making her leg raw. We were always having to put stuff on it. She was just a bigger baby, and she was just slow to walk. Where my son was the complete opposite. He was walking around really early, and she was super late, like super late. It's funny.
Just with this house that we're in the process of having built, they're both going to learn how to handle the stairs. Margaret and I are going to get over them being able to handle our daughter's fine, really him. And then we're going to leave and move into a single story house. And he's not going to have to deal with stairs again for like 4 years because there's escalators everywhere.
Yeah.
But I was super excited because I don't know. He's crawling,
awesome,
learning very quickly.
Proud papa. That's what that means.
That's awesome.
That's what it is.
It's good. Yeah. Now, but are you going to like block the stairs now?
Oh, I have baby. I own 4 baby gates.
They got nice.
Yeah.
Well, so Josh has a unique house. When I was buying a house, I wanted to buy something that wasn't cookie cutter necessarily, in like Josh's, because you don't see it every day. It's a very, very unique design. He's got 2 sets of stairs that kind of zigzag up to this top. He's got 3 levels of his house. So the bottom level, in the middle than the top, Ron. I don't know if you know how 3 levels work. No, but it's split plan, I guess, is what's the best way to
it's called a split level plan. So it's like you described. So I have a first floor and a second floor stacked like normal. And then off to one side at like the middle point, there's a half staircase up into this middle central split
where the
floor.
kitchen is, right? Is
No,
the kitchen's top.
My house is fucking. The kitchen's on the
Kitchen's
second
on the
floor.
second floor.
Laundry's in the basement. It's whatever. My house is weird. It's built by a northerner. We have narrowed it down that so while it's not very common for us as people generally from the south. We just don't have them here.
Yeah.
But the more we've talked to our neighbors who have been there since the house was built and stuff, and he's from upstate New York, and this split level half underground thing is very common up there because it's
as spoken while sitting in the only basement in the entire state of Florida.
Yes, I know. It's awesome though.
I know. I fucking love having this little
Love that. Yeah.
extension.
When you told me, we're getting this house, and you're like, yeah, it's got a basement. I'm like, a basement?
Yeah. Yep.
In Florida? It's awesome. See, it can be done.
Can be done.
Can be. I mean, granted, we're even sitting in the basement, we're still above the water table by about 70 feet. So we're still way the fuck up because where I live is kind of up on a hill.
It's the only hill.
Yeah. The only hill other than the landfill. Yeah.
It's up on Jonah Hill.
Yes. What does landscape look like in Florida? Very flat.
Yeah.
Very flat.
You guys ready?
Yeah,
Yes.
dude, let's do it.
All right, cool. So this is number 10. This is kind of a low-hanging fruit, I will admit, but this is to just kind of show how it's all going to go down. So
Cool.
I'm going to play this.
So, Ron, just for me and you, we don't say anything until after, and we'll let Josh randomly pick one of us to choose. Because we don't want to talk or yell like, "Oh, I know," over the audio. We want to make sure we hear his audio.
Understood. Okay.
Cool.
So, yeah, shut the fuck up.
That was really all. It wasn't for us. That was for me. Let's face it. This whole conversation was for me.
He's smarter than we gave him credit for, Josh.
Wait, don't let me in. All right, number 10.
Oh. Okay.
All right, so what do you think it is?
Oh, please call on me. I know it.
Yeah.
Do you know it, Ron?
Yeah, I have a funny guess. But,
So,
it isn't right.
If you're gonna give me the species, then like the family, I guess. So we'll drill down lower than the species. If you give me the family, I think I'll be able to get it, but I might not know exactly which particular one this is.
I'm gonna go no free hints.
Oh, god damn it! You see where I was going there?
Yeah, you're fishing.
Yeah, if you tell me some of it, I can maybe guess the right.
I'm gonna go howler monkeys.
Okay, what do you think it is, Ron?
A beached whale gasping for air.
Wow, that's fun. I really I thought that one was going to be kind of the low hanging fruit. That is a very, very prominent species of bird. It got a lot of video notoriety. It's called the lyrebird. It is considered one of the best mimicking birds in the world. That particular bird, I believe it's from the New York Zoo, but it's the zoo wherever it was is right next to a construction site. So the lyrebird was mimicking hammering and power tools
awesome.
and sawing.
Oh, this was in that movie. This is the Mockingjay.
That was funny when you said it's from the New York Zoo. I'm like, is it indigenous to the New York Zoo?
No.
I got where you're going with it now. Okay.
So with each of these, I just put together some facts on the animal itself as points of interest. Some of it's really cool stuff. Some of it's kind of sad. Just, humans being humans in the environment. So the lyrebird, while having garnered kind of global fame, is native to Australia. This whole list started, I was looking at interesting things about Australia because they are number 3 country by download. So
G'day, mate.
Hello, guys.
Let's put another shrimp on the bobby. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Australia is number 3 right now?
They are, yeah.
For all time or like the last few months?
I believe that they are number 3 all time.
Fucking A.
Yep, it is.
That's awesome.
So all time, it is the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia.
I know India's coming up that list. I know they're coming.
India is 4th now. They went up. They went up the all time list. I'm sorry, I said Australia all time. Since the relaunch.
Oh, okay, cool.
They're number 3 for us.
I'm telling you, it's all my G'day mates. I keep throwing into the. That's what's doing it, I think.
The bird is iconized. Is that a word? Iconized, idolized, iconized in Australia. It's highlighted as not a word in Google Drive. Anyways, but they're prominent enough there that they're actually minted on the 10-cent coin, on the tails side of the 10-cent coin, and it's also on the $100 bill. And the name itself comes from it's actually gonna be hard for me to turn around.
So since they made that noise in New York, in Australia, do they fly around saying "Good day, mate"? Good day, mate. Good day, mate. Sorry, it's so dumb.
It is, but I know you're being silly. But they are actually known to imitate speech.
That's awesome.
So they actually do. They have been mistaken for people talking. So I couldn't find any good audio. I was going to try and find for some of the like parrots, lyrebirds, things that mimic sounds and voice. I wanted to find an animal that's talking.
Is this the only bird in your list?
I'm not giving you more hints.
I wasn't. No.
Dude, you are
quit fishing.
You're such a good detective.
I wasn't doing that. No.
Oh, so fish. So fish is one of them.
No, this is a bird.
No. So what I was going to say is, have you ever heard a peacock scream? Because it's
yes.
I didn't want to fuck up your list if that was in there.
No. It's you're good. I am.
That sounds like a baby crying.
Yeah.
A peacock scream is one of the most bizarre sounds. If you hear that thing in your neighborhood, you're like, who the fuck is murdering kids straight up out my window? It is nuts.
Yeah. Steph and Dan's old house in Palm Bay had a flock, a school. I don't know.
Birds, it's flock.
Can I ask you a quick question? Because I won't remember this question.
He wasn't telling a story or anything, right?
Yeah, I know.
That's fine. Yeah. No,
is their old house in Palm Bay off of Babcock and then down Fallon?
Yes.
Isn't every house in Palm Bay off Babcock?
Yes. First time I ever heard a peacock, I was delivering newspapers in that neighborhood. It's like 3 a.m, dead silent. I have the window open. I'm looking for an address, and I hear the fucking peacock, and then I'm out, like just threw the paper and took off.
Fucking woman screaming in the next line.
I'm out.
It's
scared
awful.
the shit out of me. I'm really sorry I keep interrupting. My bad.
No, don't apologize. It doesn't become bad until you apologize.
He's the one who interrupted the sound when we just said, don't interrupt the sound. Oh, wait, I know what
Hey, deflect. It's all right, Ron. Deflect it my way. It's all right. I can take it.
I have seen such a good... never mind.
So...
No jokes.
So just the last piece about them, they do have a plumage like a peacock, which is funny that you bring them up. So they, unlike peacocks where relative to their body, the male plumage is massive. It's not as large, but they have 2 prominent outside feathers that are curved like a lyre, like the lap harp.
Oh,
and
that's
then
cool.
The smaller, more wispy, I guess, feathers in between fill it in and make it look like strings.
Lap harp is Ron's porn name.
Do you know what a lyre is?
No, I don't know what I know lyre is like a little violin or something.
No, it's a harp. It's like it's shaped like a U. It looks like an upside down omega symbol.
Gotcha.
With strings.
It's a
Ron.
It's a string.
Google omega.
It's a stringed instrument.
Yes, it's a harp. It's a harp. It's a small harp. All right, so number 9. Let's see if you can even come close. It's subtle, and I hope it translates to the folks listening back.
Dude, I'm going to crank it up a little bit louder on the mixer. Do it again.
What we're looking for, it's one sound.
Yeah, it's on a loop, right? Like you just played it 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
There's that.
Yeah. Okay. I know what it is. 100%. I think.
Yeah. Ron? You want to take a stab at it first, Ron?
Nope. Have no idea.
This is... And again, forgive, I don't know the family, genus, species, all that shit on this one. However, it is a very deadly, breaking the speed of sound fast shrimp attack.
Great guess. Pistol shrimp is what
Pistol shrimp, yeah, thank you.
It is not a pistol shrimp, though.
Damn it.
So this... Me.
Ron, what are you making a look of it?
I don't even know what that is. I mean, I'm impressed with what your knowledge is just amazing on animals.
I get into some fucking black holes on the internet and I find some really strange shit. By the way, remind me later when I'll talk to you about some conspiracy theories here. Shit.
Yeah.
So this is the Goliath grouper. It is a massive
Dude, those things grow
fish. Big. Hundreds of pounds. 400 pounds is a Goliath grouper at full size.
I once caught one with my Mickey Mouse fishing pole.
But that little sound, that little bass hit that you heard it's actually a mating call for the grouper. It's to attract mates. And it is not only an audio cue. It's actually
a pressure wave.
They use part of their I couldn't pronounce the proper name for the organ, but it's attached to their bladder in some way.
That's the penis.
Oh, I need to get the bass hit upgrade on my dick.
Put a little 12-inch sub on there. Yeah, that's what you need.
But it's so they can actually feel it in the water. It's actually, and I know that obviously it's a video that doesn't work, but you can see the fish like this just cavity just collapses in its body to make that bass hit. It's visual. You can see it, you can hear it, and you can feel it from a good distance away.
Interesting. So in that case, sound and pressure in this case are almost the same thing. So they both travel at the same speed underwater, which the speed of sound is changed underwater. The interesting thing about that is water doesn't compress. Air compresses, for example. That's why a sonic boom from a shuttle from a rocket landing, for example, will dissipate over space. Water compresses very, very little. So when that grouper makes that big old thud and that sound pressure and wave goes, that could go for miles. Not just, a little distance. That could travel a long fucking way. So yeah, that's fluid dynamics 101 right there, baby. That's awesome.
It amazes me that you can remember that, but can't remember for 14 years that I worked Friday nights in retail and would call me, "Hey dude, want to hang?"
Yeah,
for like 14 years.
That's true.
Yeah, but you can remember that. That's cool. That's actually interesting.
That might be something wrong with me.
I have nothing to add to any of this but stupid shit. That's just how this is going to go. I don't know anything about animals.
So just to recap, score 0-0 on. Don't worry, you're okay.
So I'll just give you a few facts about the grouper that I thought were interesting. So the grouper, even at its size, the average age that it is believed grouper live in the wild is 37 years. Is an old ass fish.
That is an old fish.
They know that because on their dorsal fin rays, they grow rings on an annual basis. You can
just
tell
like a tree.
Just like a tree. You can tell the age of a grouper by how many rings they have.
What? That's tree? They do that? No, I'm just kidding. That's one of the few things I know.
If I wish you would listen to the live Discord, but you know who I would love to hear commentary about that particular fish from? Mr. Clay Groves. And yes, plug bell is deserved on this for the Fish Nerds podcast, who is going to return for guest hosting an episode of the Twisted 10.
I don't fish at all or give a shit about fishing. I do listen to that podcast just because he's interesting.
He's funny as hell.
He's funny, even though I don't do anything with fishing.
And the last fact about groupers that I have is that they have a mouthful of teeth and they don't chew their food. They actually prefer to swallow their prey whole.
Then what are the teeth for? Picking up the ladies?
Look how big his teeth is.
Have you ever seen human-looking teeth too? Don't they? Don't they have flat teeth?
They're not.
They're sharp.
They're sharp.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen a tortoise's teeth? Look it up. It's nightmare. It's nightmare. It's awful.
Oh, does it go all the way down their throat?
It is. There's like spikes, and they have them in their entire mouth, and they're all pointed backwards. Their mouth and down their throat.
Oh,
and what it is, it's a mechanism. So when they swallow a bunch of water with a bunch of food in it,
they can throw it all.
Then they throw it back up, and that purges all the water, and it keeps all the food in.
That's brilliant. That also makes me think of that thing in Star Wars in the desert that they fall into. The big.
What
is it called? Sorlak. That's right.
Sorlak.
The Hutts run. The Hutts. Jabba.
Which, just a little global PSA, that same mechanism for turtles also traps your fucking garbage. So throw away your shit and recycle.
Jeez, he's up over there, Greenpeace.
It's killing tortoises out there.
Can I quickly, because you were talking about old fish. So what's the oldest anything? Animal, fish, whale, oldest.
Ooh, I want to take a stab at this.
Yes.
I think
mushroom.
No, not. Well,
you're talking about animals?
Yeah, I'm talking about animals. Sorry.
But wait a minute. How old does a mushroom get?
Yeah.
There is an immortal mushroom colony in the northwest of the United States. It's a species of mushroom that just constantly self-replicates. It's an immortal mushroom. It's one of the only immortal things in the world that we know
in that case, on that same logic, then a certain breed of jellyfish regenerates even its brain. If you cut off the part of the jellyfish that its brain, the rest of the body can reproduce the DNA. So I would say jellyfish for this, but I think you're going to go turtle, Ron.
No, it's actually a Greenland shark. There's actually Greenland sharks right now that are older than George Washington swimming around. They're 400 years old.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just looked that up randomly a few weeks ago. I'm like, wonder what the oldest. And when I saw that, I was like, holy shit, 400 years.
Was it Shark Week? Is that
No, this is after Shark Week.
Oh.
I didn't see any Shark Week this year.
Shark Week I'm not a fan of it anymore.
It's too commercial. Well, they can only tell the same story so many times.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't fault them, but now there's just like so many drama-centric shows for Shark Week.
Well, they say we have a whole week to fill. What do we fill it with? We got to start writing shows and making these dumbass movies like Sharknado, which somehow became popular.
They used to just play old National Geographic shit.
All right, fair.
That's it. That's what they used to do back in the day. They just play the old ass National Geographic shit. Now I just look through the titles. I'm like, none of this interests me.
You guys ready for number 8?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Excuse me.
Oh yeah.
Number 8. That mechanical sound is a zooming that you're hearing.
Oh, I'm thinking the dot matrix printer.
That's the animal, though.
Whoa. I want to hear it again. Now, are all these noises that we're hearing coming out of these animals coming out of their expected oral vocalizer?
Is it coming out of its ass?
Yes. No more hints.
Well, no. That's just talking about. Are we hearing fart sounds? Are you making us listen to an elk fart or something?
I mean, I just made you listen to a grouper trying to fuck. So I mean, it's all over the place.
Good. You know what? That's a fair point.
I think that was a loogie worm. That's my guess.
A loogie worm. No, that is actually
no idea.
The laughter of a bushtail possum.
That's a possum?
That is a possum. Yep.
Holy, I didn't even know possums made sound.
How do they know it's the laughter of one?
Well,
because they just told it a joke.
So laughter doesn't necessarily mean the same thing to humans. Like that last number 9, the grouper sound is called its bark.
That makes sense.
It's just I guess it has more to do with maybe
how we classify the audio,
like the diaphragm. I don't.
Oh, the fluctorations in the diaphragm.
Total guess. That's not based on anything, but
science.
Yeah.
Science.
So the bushtail possum, that's another Australian animal, but that particular audio was that type of possum. But possums globally make the same kind of sound, generally speaking. So some fun facts about them. Possums are considered one of the best climbing marsupials in the world because they have opposable thumbs on their back feet. I had no idea.
Damn, evolution right there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and a prehensile tail. So they
prehensile meaning strong enough to hold them up.
Not necessarily. Yes, but also mobility. Like you have a prehensile hand,
control.
Arm,
okay,
yeah.
Like a cat's tail is not prehensile.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah, totally. God, I feel like fucking Joey and Friends half the time on this show. Supposedly.
That was good.
That was good. So when they are born, on average, they are under 2 inches long. Possums are born very, very small.
Yeah, they look very bizarre. Too.
They are bizarre looking.
Little pink blobs. It's hairless.
It looks like, and it's an awful analogy, but it looks like an unfinished possum. I mean, it looks like a fetal possum that is not done and is born.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. It also looks like a wonton I ate at this restaurant the other day. No, just kidding.
Oh,
disgusting.
Sushi.
1 second, I lost Discord.
Wontons aren't sushi.
No, I know. I was just trying to carry the joke.
Do you even know what sushi is? Do you eat sushi? That's a no right there.
I eat sushi
clearly from your joke.
Actually, yeah, take that back. I haven't eaten sushi in probably
there
a
goes
year.
Our entire Japanese listener.
All right.
The one listener.
All right, man. Why did that?
I love sushi though.
Where did
I do too. Yeah.
So, Siam Orchid in Cocoa Beach.
Oh, that's the place, dude. Yeah. Siam Orchid. Thank you. The number 1 sushi place. It is so damn good. I don't go to the Cocoa Beach one though. Right, I go to the one on NASA Boulevard.
They have the defense mechanism we're all familiar with. They freeze up. That's actually an involuntary response. They don't do that on purpose, but it's actually wildly effective in the wild because it also causes their scent glands to go off, causes they urinate on themselves.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like a whole, it's made to look them, or make it, as a reflex, makes them look dead. It makes them look like carry-on is a word that they use to describe it. They piss on themselves.
So hear me out. If you're teaching your son in school, like he's in school, so and let's just imagine forwarded yourself 10 years from now, Josh. Your son is very smart in school. He's very educated, but you're teaching him how to defend himself. This is a bad example because you would actually teach him how to defend himself. But let's say you're trying to teach your kid not to fight, to find a way to avoid a fight, and you tell him, son, listen, just play possum, and your son's okay, play possum. So he goes and reads up on how to play possum. Then you get a call from the school the next day saying your son shit and pissed all over himself in the middle of the schoolyard.
The longest wind up for a fucking joke ever.
That was
Jesus.
Good one, Adam.
Fail. That was funny. No, I'm just kidding, dude.
All right, Joey.
Oh God.
Today, Junior.
I'm just picking sides. I'm picking sides. That's all. No, to your question, if I was to teach him how to defend himself, I would teach him the rest of the defense mechanisms that possums have that are less common. These are probably, I imagine, right up Ron's alley in like bar fight territory.
Did you say bar fight?
If they find themselves in a position where their instinct to lock up doesn't trigger, there are other mechanisms. They can growl. They'll pee at the threats, and they will burp at the threat. They will burp and belch out.
These are all totally things I've done in a bar. Not necessarily for fighting, but just in general.
But then you mentioned that they look weird. They're a strange looking animal, but they are actually something that's desirable in your area. They're docile. They're generally they're non-violent. They're territorial, but not in a fighting sense. They'll stay in a particular area. They are naturally resistant to a huge list of diseases. I started putting them in here. I was like, it's a lot. And they have a natural venom immunity. So that makes them really great at taking care of venomous snakes in the area.
They can't get rabies, correct? Isn't that one of the ones that they cannot get?
They can technically, but it is very, very rare. They have a natural immunity to rabies as well. That was one of the things on the list, yeah. And they don't know how to put a number to it because it's so vast, but they will seek out and eat ticks.
Huh.
So they can, of course, put them in a box full of ticks and measure how fast they eat, but in nature, they'll just go and they'll just eat ticks. They will find them and eat them in your grass. They'll eat your small bugs. They're actually great in your neighborhood, other than like one specific type of bovine and something. They are known for one particular type of disease that they do carry. And if it's in your area, then it's a very different story because it's bad for dogs. But
gotcha.
Other than that,
we have a family of possums that live right out here, and Abby got to see.
I've seen them.
Abby, you saw the ones out here?
Well, I almost hit one in your front yard.
Oh, that's probably the family. Abby got to see two babies with either the mother or father, whatever. I don't know how the possum families work. I was going to say that
they hang on to the mother for up to 10 months.
Yeah, typically in nature, possums, well, any animal doesn't really stay around the dad that much. No. But yeah, she got to see them as little babies, and she had no idea what the fuck they were. Of course,
jelly beans.
Not quite 2 when we saw them, but yeah, she thought they were cool looking. That was fun.
All right, number 7. There are 2.
That went a whole nother direction.
So there are 2 sounds in there. I'll play a little bit more. So I played it again because I forgot to mention before that there are 2 of the same type of animal, but 2 of the same animal making sounds there. So when they start to kind of line up.
Was that other sound we heard the
same? Was that same animal? Same animal.
That's not fishing for just clarifying here. I had to tell Ron,
So, any guesses?
Can you play it one more time for us?
Of course, yeah. It's a pretty short one.
I had a guess. And a real one and then a funny one.
You hear the woman who's filming. She goes, "Ooh!" She got excited. I have no idea, Ron. You have to take this one, buddy.
Is it deaf people amateur porn?
No.
Okay. No, I was gonna say a yak.
That was
my real guess was a yak.
A yak? Okay, that's pretty. I don't know what a yak actually sounds like, but I could see that as a guess. It makes sense.
I'm gonna guess everything a yak from here on out because I know they make a weird noise, and I'm gonna guess they're probably not on your list because they were kind of common.
They're not on the list.
Based on the sound, I'm not gonna guess. I don't know how to guess, but based on the sound initially, it sounded like something small, even though you heard the nasal passages opening up and closing. However, that last sound gave some bravado and depth to that animal, so I'm thinking now it's got to be something pretty big.
So it is the southern white rhinoceros. That is a rhino sound.
Holy shit. Southern white rhinoceros. There's some goddamn, there's some joke in there for you, Ron. Southern white.
The only joke I was thinking about was you don't have to edit out the deaf joke because we know no one was going to listen.
Nobody heard it.
No one heard it that it was going to offend. Wow, I'm such an ass. Except for people listening who have
every one of our
deaf
shows,
children or parents or siblings.
I will tell
all
you,
those people.
Every one of our shows goes out for with closed caption on it as well. So that's serious. YouTube goes out with closed caption.
Ha ha.
That's wonderful.
So there, deaf people,
cool.
email Ron at twistedten.com. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm sorry. I feel bad now.
That's funny.
It was supposed to be a joke you weren't going to hear. Well, they're still not going to hear it.
It was funny.
Ooh, okay. Let me just save. Let me take the shovel back, Ron. Let me just.
Please don't ever give it to me again.
So the white rhinoceros. This is another one that is going to get a little bit soapboxy, but is what it is. The white rhinoceros. They are native to Africa. There is two subspecies of the white rhino. There is the northern white rhinoceros and the southern white rhinoceros. They are, well, the northern white rhinoceros is in a kind of a unfortunate state in the world. There are only two northern white rhinos left, and they are both female.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the last male white rhino died in 2018. So that subspecies is...
Did they preserve any of its semen to be able to...
I hope they gave that... I was going to say, did they give it a bunch of hand jobs before it left? Before it died?
Legitimately, no.
Yeah,
it had a lot of... I didn't dig into what caused him to die. But it was in 2018. It's actually a relatively recent thing.
Look, Josh, so if anything was ever been taught to us on movies, nature finds a way.
I don't think the northern white rhino will find a way.
I think you're right.
But it's not all sad. But that's just, it's general, it's poaching, it's licensed hunting, it's human expansion.
No, it's not all sad at all. Yeah, that's all great stuff.
Yeah, it's Ron's last episode. It's been a lot of fun.
Play a Trump, you're fired here.
I told you I had nothing to contribute to the show.
No, it's but not all sad. It was, like I said, there's two subspecies of it. The southern white rhino in the around the early 20th century. So I couldn't find an exact number on when this measurement was, but they were nearly extinct. And they are now back to 21,000 plus strong.
Oh, wow. What differentiates the two species?
It's physical traits, and it's kind of weird. Okay. So like the horn is shaped a little differently. Their head is shaped a little differently. So it doesn't translate well for here, so I left it out. But it really is, I would be willing to bet that it's because they're subspecies, they're probably interbreedable. Thank you. Yeah. So, but I didn't go down there. I don't know what the recovery efforts were, but through huge areas of land in Africa that are now protected by some of the more nature-minded countries, they have been given a place where they are no longer hunted or poached.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and rhinoceros are territorial, but also, I guess, relatively peaceful.
Huh.
Which I didn't know that. I mean, obviously stay out of, like bears are peaceful. Bears won't fuck with food or animals they're not going to eat unless they start fucking with them. So it's not just...
As opposed to a hippopotamus, which will stomp a motherfucker to death.
Just
because
aggressive.
It can.
Yeah. The worst animal on the planet.
I've actually got to pet a rhino, rhino over at the Brevard Zoo.
The Brevard Zoo? Yeah.
So
it's a great place.
The...
Bing! I was doing the plug bell.
I got to. I had an opportunity to, though chose not to, pet a hippo at a zoo in Germany when Margaret and I went, and it was behind two. I mean, they were like 4-inch steel bars, but that was it. Like, damn. It was up against just this metal picket fence post that I was like, nope, not doing it.
Yeah, I don't blame
Fuck a hippo.
Sorry.
But they're
you're good.
Big animals.
Yeah, hippos will stomp you out quickly.
Yeah, the rhino, they gave us this brush to just brush it, and it would just kind of bump up against the wood railing. It was really thick wood railing, you know. It was real safe, and you just brush it, and it just loved it. It was just
cool.
So when you said they were super, friendly or docile or whatever, I agree. Yeah, versus like what you said, have you guys seen that hippo video? That's the hippo's chasing the boat. It's been kind of recent.
Hippo chasing a boat.
Holy shit! Yeah, I'll find it for you guys. Show
That's
it
awesome.
to you. Yeah, just look up hippo chasing boat. Anybody that's
does it make for good audio? I'll YouTube it.
No,
I'm kidding.
no. It's
you hear a bunch of people going fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck,
Dude, it's scary as
go.
Dude, it's scary as shit. Especially that last like arching, like when it's really coming up on the boat and like opens his mouth.
Does it get him?
No. You would shit your pants though if you were on that boat. You would absolutely shit your pants. Super aggressive.
I shit my boats on the I shit my
Good slip.
That was awesome.
oh my god. The Disney ride where the hippo comes out of the water. Anyways,
Yeah,
it scared me as a kid.
That was the old Jungle Book movie or ride, Splash Mountain.
Thank you. Yeah. Thunder Mountain's getting reworked too. Finally said it's too racist.
Thunder Mountain is too racist now?
No, I think you're talking
Splash Mountain.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
Splash Mountain's built in.
Why did I say Thunder Mountain?
Yeah, no, Splash Mountain's built behind the what movie was that?
Songs of the South.
Brer, Songs of the South.
Yeah.
Songs of the South. So racist, Disney will not authorize it to be aired anywhere. So they're reworking it. It's going to be the same ride, but it's getting rebranded. And
it'll be Pirates of the Caribbean.
But
or
I missed the song. I mean, the music was good.
There were some great songs in
there. There were some great songs of the South, the non-racist ones.
Yeah, exactly.
So, number 6. This one's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Sounds like
that is Josh jumping off a canyon into a big lake below. No, do it again.
Okay. All right.
I want this audio clipped.
That's great.
I think I know what it is though.
Sure you do, buddy.
I think I did. No, I legitimately do. I think I know what this is.
What do you think?
I think it's the screaming goat.
It is the screaming goat.
Yes, I got 1 point.
It is. I mean, you're definitely right. I also thought it was a goat until I dug into it. It's actually a sheep in the original one.
Didn't get it.
There's a whole bunch of screaming goats and apparently screaming sheep.
Is this one a sheep?
Yes.
Oh no, I didn't get it. Yeah,
the videos. Right. I mean, but it's. The meme grew around goats, so I mean, I would definitely give you that.
Judges says yes. Point.
Yes. 1 point.
It's weird because this is the original upload from 2012 that I pulled up.
Keep that on.
And it calls it a screaming sheep. All of these YouTube videos have to go in the show notes, so I will have all of these links for you. Yeah. Just to give the creators their due. And so it's originally labeled the screaming sheep, and then it grew as a screaming goat meme, so I don't understand it. But I have lots of useless goat facts to lay on you guys.
Let's do it.
And one of them is actually, it's a story about a goat. So
is this the goat on the truck from Adam Sandler?
If you knew the story that I'm going to read, I would be blown away, but it's fucking hilarious. It's the most southern... Anyways... about goats, the term kids is older it has been used longer to describe the collection of children goats or young goats, billies or joeys. They're not actually billies, they're called joeys. It goes back. The oldest we've seen it was it was early 13th century. We've seen it refer to goats, and it wasn't seen referred to children until 1599. So to call them kids, it's just a herd of goats. They are.
Is that only for the baby goats are referred to as kids, or is it a herd of goats are called kids?
It would be the collective of the young goats in the herd. So it's sort of They are one of 4 mammals that maintain accents. So they will, they're bleating their sounds, sounds. If they are like sold or moved, when they are adopted into a new herd, they will change the way that they speak, air quotes, for where they're at. And same thing if they're like goats that were wild and migrate. Not that really happens anymore, but they would also change as they come into contact with other goats.
I was going to say, is that the pack or herd making them alter their voice so they match the herd or the pack for protection? Is that what it is? So they aren't singled out?
Yeah, exactly. It's made to. It's believed to be a form of like identification. This is our tribe. This is our herd.
Gotcha.
So it's really no different than when Adam goes to France and says, well, it's the bathroom. Sacre bleu. Trying not to get his ass beat, for being American.
That is interesting for you to bring up, though, because cultures around the world usually appreciate a foreigner attempting the language, even though most countries that I've traveled to speak English. For example, in Germany, they would, even if you try the language and fail miserably, they appreciate that you tried. And they show sympathy, which means you have then gained a point in the direction of bonding with that person that you're trying to talk to. They will more quickly respond to you in English because you tried bad German than they would if you just started speaking English to them because you know that they also speak English. It's very interesting. It's a neat human psychology trick, but I guess it works in kids of goats.
Yeah, it's we traveled Europe for a month. And we only had one person who refused to speak to us in English the whole time. And she looked super tired. We were on a train. It was nighttime. And I was just trying to make sure I had the name of the stop right. Anyways, I don't speak Italian. I tried. I did the polite hand gesture, quiet speaking, like, I'm sorry. Please, I'm sorry. Anyways, and then the train conductor came through and he's like, hey, I speak English. What do you need? And I was like, oh, thank God. Please help me.
Where is your pizza? I'm such an idiot. Because our Italian listener.
So
Italy's actually got quite a few for us this month.
Oh, cool.
Not now.
Yeah, not anymore.
And so I also took it down. I thought it was fascinating. The other mammals are dolphins, elephants, and of course humans.
That alter their speech patterns?
That alters speech patterns in the form of accents. Same language and intonation, but someone saying boots in the south and boots in the north.
Boots. What up, boots?
Do you think that possibly animals at certain levels have language to maybe not to the complexity of ours, but to the complexity of early humans, to where they're talking, but we just don't understand how to decipher those patterns?
We need to talk about the new research on the general bird frontal cortex that has been happening. They believe that birds in general have higher levels of cognition to match planning and tactics of simple humans.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They don't have, I forget what the gland is or the portion of the brain that we use to like strategize and imagine things to get scenarios to plan.
That's
things.
all prefrontal cortex. That's all the front part of your brain. That's all this noggin.
They lack what we have in traditional. It's a different part of the brain. I might have gotten them mixed up then, but it's a different part of the brain than where we are expecting it, which is why we thought birds were dumb, because we were looking in the wrong place for brain patterns.
Interesting.
Yeah. So a couple facts. Goat milk. Goat milk has about 1/5 of the fat molecules as cow milk due to it being naturally homogenized. This also makes it easier for humans to digest, and that's why it's good for people who are lactose intolerant or lactose sensitive, be the right word. However, it is, and I should have tested this. It is generally speaking a myth that goat milk tastes any different than cow milk. If processed the same, you have to have the special I taste wine for a living type of palate to tell the difference. Otherwise,
some of my friends in the past have been able to. I can't tell bottled water from tap water. I can't. My palate is not sophisticated enough on certain things. On other things like scotches I can taste different. Maybe it's because I'm triggering a different part of my brain to function at that time. I have no idea.
Or a different part of your tongue.
Yeah,
potentially. You got like the 5 flavor zones on your tongue.
If you ask my wife, I've got 6 flavor zones on my tongue.
I don't get that joke.
What does she say? Your
licking pussy.
sixth tone.
I understand the reference.
okay.
I just don't get what's funny about what you said. I'm just kidding, dude.
Jesus, Ron.
Ron has the same. Remember you were just talking
just
about
fucking-
early humans, and that's where Ron's sitting at. I'll dumb it down for you next time, buddy. I'm sorry.
So
Dumb it down more than your jokes.
Just mess
So before we take a quick break in studio, it's a story about a particular goat or a family of goats. This takes place in Lajitas, a border town in Texas. 3 generations of goats were selected to be mayor of the town. First one, his name was Clay Henry, who became a mayor in the 80s. Position was then taken by Clay Henry's son, named Clay Henry Jr. And then it was his grandson, Clay Henry III. Clay Henry, the 3 generations, it was a thing in the town to give the mayor beer. So Clay Henry III, at his peak, was drinking upwards of 40 beers a day, which one is just kind of awful for the goats. But whatever. I guess they were happy. But Clay Henry III was the final goat mayor because, what was his name?
Sclerosis of the liver.
A local man, Jim Bob Hargrove,
Jim Bob, that's such a Southern name.
was so mad that this goat was allowed to drink beer. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to mention. So the town has prohibition.
Dry town.
It's a dry town. People are not allowed to drink there.
Okay.
So this man was so mad that the mayor goat could drink beer, he went in the night and castrated the goat, cutting off the bloodline. What? For real. He was found very quickly. He owned up to it. He said he was mad because the goat was allowed to have beer and he wasn't. That's his quote. That's his testimony.
Well, so if the citizens of that town were dumb enough to actually elect this animal to be their mayor, was that it was official, or was it just a fun title they gave it?
It was, technically speaking, an official position with no. There was nothing attached to it. So there was a person filling the role of mayor. But this way, the goat was elected. Air quotes in the studio, was elected to be the mayor, and it held the in all the processions and parades. And anytime the mayor made an appearance, it was always the goat plus, the city executive or whatever the actual title was for the person.
If the goat was the mayor and this guy castrated the goat, was he put in jail for attacking that public official, or was he just put in jail or not even that?
He was charged and convicted of felony animal cruelty.
All right, so that's a legitimate
trial
crime.
in prison. Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, he definitely paid for the awful thing that he did to that animal. But and the goat lived, by the way.
Good.
He literally went the night with shears and left the goat in the field.
That's weird. Shears are usually for sheep.
But the local, largely farming community came together and they were able to suture the goat up and get him back into health. So he's, so far as I know, still alive. Or as far as I read.
So he's still the mayor?
He's still alive, still the mayor, and there just won't be a fourth Clay Henry IV.
But they could start a new bloodline. New goat could be. New family.
I now know what the sound was that you played. The dude, Jim Bob, Billy Bob, whatever his name was, he recorded the sound of the castration.
Very good.
Take us out to break with the sound that Clay, what was his name? What was the name of the goat mayor?
Clay Henry III.
Clay Henry III getting castrated. It sounds like this. All right.
That was great.
We'll be right back.
Oh, this road we're on, yeah, it seems so far, but who knows where it goes? And now it's plain to see that we're the enemy in our own home. Is it our freedom that they want? Have we found out way too much? How long can they keep watching us? Either way, our time is up. Say what you can say before they take it away. Breathe. When I believe when I see. No, you're not the
Welcome back, guys. Thanks for letting us take a little break in there. Thanks for listening to a little maybe jam in there, a little ad in there. Let's see what Tach throws in there. But yeah, we are doing.
Wait, is Tach going to throw in an ad for the Brady Bunch podcast?
That'd be funny.
Tach, go for it, buddy. This is your one green light. Throw it in.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Hey, you guys. A Very Brady podcast. Join host Tach Van Sickle and his guest each week as they hilariously dissect the iconic TV show The Brady Bunch, one episode at a time.
He was so creepy, though. That guy was like, he's like, I guarantee you, if they could have really done the show the way they want to do it, like he was going to have a cup to the door listening in that night in their room.
A look back at a simpler time where everything was groovy.
So her kids almost wrecked their marriage. Her employee shames her and she thanks both of them. It's awesome.
So grab your potato sack and head out to the backyard for some fun.
She's in her own room.
What did we tell her about sleeping?
They went and got the entire family for Dad to pick her up and put her in her bed 2 feet away from the desk.
And obviously before they did that, they also said, family, go get your bathrobes. Everyone needs to be in a bathrobe.
A Very Brady podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and anywhere podcasts are available.
They have some compromising pictures of Alice that they could have used to blackmail her and keep her there. I've seen those pictures, and Alice is hotter than you think. I'm going to just put that out there and just say it.
That blue dress doesn't do justice?
No, it does. For me, that blue dress does everything.
Far out.
You're a bad man, Tach. You're a bad human. There's a lot of weird in this show.
So I was just helping him open up for
No, we are doing a list today. I'm doing a list today on 10 bizarre animal sounds. Some of these are incredibly misleading, so it's a lot of fun. So far, we've heard the lyrebird making the sounds of construction, the Goliath grouper barking, that bass hit underwater, possum laughter, the bushtail possum laughter. Learn a little bit about them. The southern white rhinoceros, giggling, I guess. I don't really know what described that sound was, but they were. What was happening in the videos? They were getting pets, so they were they were excited. Yeah, so it was a good sound. And then of course the screaming goat.
By far my absolute favorite of the list so far.
Awesome.
That's I want that sound clip. We're going to use that like a motherfucker. All right,
and then the sad end of the Clay Henry lineage by the angry Jim Bob Hargrove. Castration. Ugh, awful.
Poor goat.
For real. But so let's tear back in. Number 5.
Hell yeah.
All right, let me get YouTube open up.
Ron, you know the trick with lamb fries, right? You pull them low and cut them high. What movie? See if you can get that movie.
Oh, Funny Farm?
Yes, very good. I'm impressed. Very, very good.
All right, so number 5.
Sounds like me taking a constipated shit.
You guys got anything?
I have a guess.
You want to hear some more? Okay.
Yeah, I want to hear it again if
I'll
you
give
don't
another
mind.
10 seconds.
That chirp was indicative. Okay, so I'm hearing more in there. If Ron has a guess, take
I have a guess.
What you got?
Those were the indigenous sounds of the southern bottlenose porpoise, baby
Close.
porpoise.
That was very close.
I don't know, something like
I don't
like a baby dolphin is what it was.
So I
can see that.
So there's other things in that clip being put on my detective hat, Ron. In the background of that clip, you can hear ambient sound. So you don't hear water, so I don't think it's a water animal. You hear a man, like probably the guy filming it, you hear him breathing. And typically for something like that to be picked up, it ain't a National Geographic documentary. This is probably somebody on their cell phone. So I'm going to guess, is this, can you give us a clue and we'll let Ron have another guess at it, but is it a newborn of whatever this species is?
No.
Okay, so it's not. It's a full-grown creature. The sound of this creature makes it sound small, but that could be deceiving. Josh was kind of giggling while it was making the sound, so maybe it's a lot larger.
So Adam doesn't have a guess. He's trying to detect his way into hints and clues. He's staring at my face. I'm watching it happen. You get no clues from me.
Good poker. Good poker face.
To remind the listeners, it is 1 Adam, none, 0, squat, zilch for Ron.
That's true. So this is not an aquatic creature. You are correct. This is the battle cry of the desert rain frog.
I was way off.
A frog?
That's a frog.
No shit.
Yes, it is a South African frog species that is 4 to 6 centimeters in length.
That's tiny.
Yes.
Holy crap.
It is a very, very small frog.
Ron, pull out your dick for size comparison. Come on.
Okay.
However, as small as they are, given no predator, they can live anywhere from 4 to 15 years. And they still full grown 6 centimeters. Tiny, tiny frogs. They are.
I like how you said that is the battle cry. Battle cry from a 4 centimeter frog.
It is that is its fight noise, though.
Really?
100%. That is the sound that it makes to a threat.
So that sound right there means it's going down. We're about to brawl.
Yeah. He's about to throw down at the cameraman. He's not happy about getting filmed. But the desert rain frog doesn't have a tadpole stage. So it's not a water creature. It goes straight from larva to frog. It doesn't go through a tadpole stage. It does not require water, but it can live in water. So it has all the traits of a frog, but it is not dependent on water like most North American frogs.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Is it poisonous or anything? I was just curious.
No.
No, it's so fucking cute though.
It is. Oh my god, it's so cute. They're just like little fat things. There's like little boop and little squish balls. I can't show a picture, but yeah, they're whatever. They're adorable.
That's fucking good. Yeah, so it was small. I went the wrong direction with that.
So the desert rain frog. Bring it back with a fun one. So number 4.
Oh yeah. It's a sound that you make when it gets slipped into the wrong hole. All right, say it again, or play it again if you don't mind. Man, Ron?
I have nothing on this. Not even a good joke.
So that was a forest. You can hear the birds in the background. So I'm going to it sounds like daytime. So I don't know. I'd go with you said there's no more birds in this list. I'm going to go with a monkey again. I'm going to go with a howler monkey.
Okay. Incorrect. It is the scream of a red fox.
Oh, it's a fox.
It was a fox noise.
Now we have the answer to what did the fox say?
I actually I have a note about that song because I wasn't going to talk about a fox. I tried to get it out before you guys, and you guys took it from me.
Of course, you know us better than that.
Come on. I know. So it's kind of a trick question trying to ask you to identify the sound because foxes have 12 distinct noises that they make. So the video that Elvis made, What Does the Fox Say, is because for a long time, nobody knew how foxes communicated because they would make different sounds by region, but then they make the same sounds in different regions. So they couldn't make sense of a pattern. They finally figured out they have 12 distinct noises that they can make to communicate, which is what led to that song.
That's fascinating. Does the song do it any justice? Do they make sounds like tick, tick, tick?
Oh, that song is accurate. Every sound that he imitates in that like refrain in the song is an actual recorded fox sound. Yeah, that song is accurate. That's like a real fox noise song. Yeah, Elvis is if you go I didn't intend to plug him super hard, but he's a very intellectual musician.
And it's Yelvis, Y-E-L-V-I-S?
Yelvis, Y-L-V-I-S. Yeah.
Y-L-V-I-S.
But his stuff, like he has like a really reflective song about the origins of Stonehenge and like why it's there, and it's really weird because he takes these kind of weird meta intellectual concepts and he writes really great music. He composes the entire thing top to bottom. He's a really talented artist. Coordinates the dancing in his videos, whatever. He's impressive as a human.
Now we have the answer, Ron. We know what the fox says.
We do.
So the just some other facts about the red fox. They are found. They don't really have like a native area. They're found in the entire northern hemisphere. So maybe not specifically the red fox. So the red fox family is in the entire northern hemisphere. It of course breaks down into more regional subspecies based off of that. But they are red foxes are constantly hunting, even if they don't need food. They're smart enough to hunt and save food for when they will get hungry. So if you see a fox out, they're looking for food. Period.
Huh.
They'll take it back to their den. They'll store it.
One of the coolest things to watch is a fox hunting in the snow when it found something underneath the snow. So it'll sniff it out just like a dog would. And then instead of digging, what the fox will do, and I'm sure there's a name for a snow fox or some shit, but what it does is it jumps up in the air really high and then fucking nosedives down through the snow to get to its prey. And then it eats its prey, pulls it back out and eats it out. It's fucking cool to watch.
So in lieu of traditional burrowing and digging techniques as snowbound creatures, they will hop to get through the snow to their. That was my next point. It was just.
Oh, was it?
It was funny. Oh. Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. It was just funny.
My bad.
You just step on this entire one.
My bad.
No, it's good. But that is, it's actually the red fox. That's a unique thing to the red fox. That's something that they don't know how they learned to do it, but it's uniform across the northern hemisphere. The red fox that hunts in the snow, they all seem to do it, and they don't really know why it's such a widespread. Even foxes that migrate into the snow, apparently. It's like a weird thing about the red fox that they don't know why they all do that.
They instinctually just know how to. You know what? If you think about it, maybe they're just really fucking smart and know that that's the fastest way to get to the
and that
animal.
may be, but they're also very skittish. Foxes. I mean, anybody who's seen a fox watches a fox run away. So, and their blankets, their tails are thick and insulated enough that in the wintertime when they burrow up, they'll use their tail as a blanket. So they have their own self-insulating blanket that they carry with them, which allows them to basically, in the worst of scenarios, dig into the snow, roll up in their tail, and sleep until the storm passes and dig their way out.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah. So that's the red fox. They make a lot of noises, but the scream was too much.
So we've had three screaming animals on here so far. The frog, the fox, and the goat.
So these
walk into a bar. Sorry.
I'd like to hear the end of this joke, the punchline.
You don't like my jokes tonight, Ron. Move on.
So the last three of the list, 3, 2, and 1, none of them started at the top of the list. Bottom of the list? None of them started in the main spot. They
the main spot.
They're good. They're so good.
All right.
And I will. Anyways, we'll get there. Number 1's awesome. Number 1 blew me away.
You won't believe number 1.
Yeah, I'm not trying to clickbait myself, but
I think you did it.
I played it when Margaret came in the room, and she's like, "There's no fucking way that's what that came out of."
All of our listeners have just skipped ahead to number 1. You understand that, right? That's what just happened.
That's fine. They do
30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds.
So let me get number 3 opened up.
It's a really bad hit off of a water tobacco pipe.
Nice. I have a
throw it out there, man. You got to get that.
I have a silverback gorilla.
Okay, that's a good one.
He always say that's a great guess. Like my guess when I guessed the dolphin, it was a frog.
Because they're
not a good guess.
No, it is a good guess. They're misleading by design.
Oh,
so
okay,
I think it's a good guess because I would never get these last 3.
Gotcha.
There's no way I would.
It sounds like a pig, but that means it's not a pig because these are the last 3. So I'm gonna go. Why'd you be a fucking pig now? I'm gonna go. It's got to be another large animal. I'm gonna go something like a moose or an elk.
Okay. Moose, elk, yeah. It is a koala.
That's a koala?
That is the sound of a koala in heat. That is a koala mating call.
He got a koala bitch.
Oh man! Oh, that's the bump right there. That's good.
We are three dads, and that was the dad joke of the night, Ron.
That was kind of like more of a modern day dad joke.
I liked it though.
You made up for all the bad jokes I've been telling tonight, my friend.
Yeah, hopefully I made up for a lot of my bad jokes too. I have
no, you got one way to go.
Oh man! Dude. So, the koala mating calls. But let me dump some facts about koalas on you guys. We call them the koala bear. They are not a bear at all. They are marsupials. So they have, when they're small and generally at rest, they look very bear-like. But they actually have like very long limbs and a very long neck. So when they actually are like climbing and moving around, they don't look like bears anymore. They look like nightmare fuel. They're actually kind of a scary creature if they're mad.
Marsupial is the breeds that. What are some other marsupials? I guess
possums. That's all I got.
Closer akin to a rodent.
I honestly don't know what defines a marsupial. I believe. No, is it egg based? It's like everything is that a mammal is except they lay eggs. I don't know. Are you looking it up, Ron?
Oh, that's interesting.
No. Oh, okay.
No, I don't ever look up stuff from like when shows going on like that.
Cool.
I feel like it's cheating, or I might come across something else that might ruin something.
That's fair. Better than me.
Damn it! The one time we could have used Alexa in studio. Do you guys want her back?
It's not like she'd cooperate.
Yeah, we would ask her, Alexa, what is marsupial? And she would play some fucking kid's song. Yeah.
What is the word marsupial? That's the question?
What defines marsupial?
I thought that was when you carry your children in a pouch.
It may be. We don't know.
Kangaroos.
That sounds like a great drink.
Sorry.
Kangaroos.
Sorry, somehow I missed that. Okay, I'll look it up. There we go.
Okay. No, thank you. I'll share some more facts and then we'll see what that is. So koala bears, again, the koala, they're not bears. So koalas, at maturity, they can eat up to 2.2 pounds of eucalyptus leaves a day.
God damn.
I have marsupial.
Yeah. So what is it?
A mammal of an order whose members are born and completely developed, and are typically carried and suckled in a pouch on the mother's belly.
Huh. Okay.
So they're born and not completely developed. So then they just put them in a pouch and carry them around for a while until they can do their own thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Man. You know, I recently learned that the inside of a kangaroo's pouch is slimy.
I don't want to know how.
Well, I've been reading about.
I mean, I do want to know how.
I stuck my hand in one. It was not good.
Oh, I know what number 2 is going to be.
So eucalyptus leaves are also poisonous. So at the center of their diet, they actually have a special gland in their digestive system, or not gland, but a special part of their digestive system that is, it's long and it's specifically designed to break down eucalyptus leaves so they're not poisoned by them. So they're actually one of the only animals in the world that can consume them as a food source, which has the inadvertent effect of making them very healthy, because eucalyptus leaves are otherwise apparently a very healthy leaf if it's going to.
Yeah, that's a lot of people like to have eucalyptus in their house. We do too. I love the smell of eucalyptus, but if you have animals and small children, you have to be very careful. There's your public service announcement of the day.
Yeah. Don't poison your pets with air diffusers that fall over.
The fragrance is supposed to be stress relieving. Like if you believe in aromatherapy stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, even if it's there's real completely placebo, it's something that we ascribe that relaxation to, because I use it. I don't care if it's real or not.
Oh, it is 100. It is 100% a learned response. Yes, but that's the same way that techniques of soothing, like the stress points that people think are really supposed to rub your finger between your thumb and your index finger in that little fat pouch there, supposed to be relieving for your blood pressure. Well, the only reason it's relieving for your blood pressure really is because it's soothing, and it's going to drop your blood pressure no matter where I rub you.
That's interesting.
Get it?
Yeah.
Pressure points are good for some things, but not to have other effects in the body that aren't tied to.
What's the word? Psychosomatic?
Yeah,
psychosomatic response.
Psychosomatic is appropriate, yeah.
And there is only one type of koala, but the scientific community does not agree on that.
Nerd fight.
So there is disagreement on whether or not there are various subspecies of the koala, and so whether or not they need that next step down. I forget what's at the bottom of the, Phylus Kingdom, etc. But I forget what's at the bottom, but there's disagreement on whether or not there are multiple types of koalas.
wonder how they would vary in species, just like in so the species wouldn't necessarily vary if it's just adaptation to environment, but unless it's something physiologically different that's different.
Yeah. I didn't go into what was the deciding factor and why people felt that there are. I imagine it's kind of
God damn it, I'm going to be YouTubing koalas now.
The northern and southern rhino thing. It's probably some sort of physical trait that's different, but they're otherwise interbreedable. But I don't know. Total guess there.
I can't wait for these links.
They sound like Tusken Raiders. That's what that reminded me of.
Oh, good call. You know what Tusken Raiders are, Ron?
The football team? No, I don't know.
They were in Star Wars 4.
Or this sound. Oh, and he killed it.
Koalas. Koala mating calls. See, that koala's just trying to get it on.
You mean the sand people?
Yeah, sand people, yes.
Yeah, okay. That's what I know them as.
Again, these ones at the end are just my favorites. So number 2.
I got it. I know this one. Ron, do you have a guess? You want to guess first before I guess it? Give you the
Since
chance to even it up.
Yeah, well, then you're just gonna still have me.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a clue before you say
No,
your
no
answer.
clues.
It's me.
No.
I'm not the one.
Clues. No clues.
I'm the guesser.
No, because I don't want to hear it. If I beat you, that it was really for a half. I'm gonna say it's an. No, couldn't be that because I've seen that too many times. I've never heard it make.
I want these votes recounted.
Hanging chads. It's walrus.
It's a good guess. I don't think that's right though. Correct, Ron? Or correct, Josh?
What is your guess?
I'll tell you why I know right off the bat what it was. These
Animal first, and then the story.
Don't say if I'm right or not yet. So I'm going to say it's a sea lion, but I'm going to say a sea lion because they're a very big attraction, especially in California, looking over cliffs right there where a lot of the tourists can gather just specifically to watch sea lions. And they make some amazing sounds. That sounds like the depth and bravado of a sea lion. We can see them over SeaWorld as well. So that's going to be my guess.
Perfect. You are both incorrect.
God damn it.
It is a hippopotamus.
That is a hippo?
They have a fucking evil laugh. They are mean. They toy with their food and they laugh like demons.
Damn it.
Oh,
I should have guessed. God damn, that is deep. I should have guessed that by the loud exhale of air first, because that's a hippo when it comes out of the water will blow a lot of air out of its nostrils before it makes any kind of sounds or movements or anything. Damn it. Should have listened better. Detective Adam's not very detective-y tonight.
That's okay. Don't worry. His head was not in the water anyway. So.
Not very Adam.
He is in the water, but his head wasn't.
That wasn't an exhale you heard at the very beginning of that clip?
No, it was. It's just
okay.
They, just to expand on, they do that just kind of in general. I found a bunch of clips. This was the cleanest one that I could find. And I had to manually rewind it because it goes into a point where like, yeah, and Lou the hippo. It's Lou the hippo at a zoo somewhere. Like, no, fuck, don't ruin it. But it was the best one that I could find. Here we go. It's the Homosassa Springs Wildlife State Park in Florida.
Oh.
They're in Florida. They donate money to nature. Donate money to them.
There you go. Nice plug, Bell.
All right. So let's put some facts out on some hippos. They are the second largest land animal on the planet.
Next to what, elephants?
Behind the elephant, correct.
Wow.
Yeah. They average an average length nose, not tail, nose to like ass, 11.5 feet long at full maturity and 5 feet tall. And they, on average, have an upper threshold of weight of 7,000 pounds.
Holy shit.
Oh, excuse me.
That's more than most cars on the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're fucking massive. And they mostly eat grass. Their diet, they are herbivores. They eat mostly river grass. And fully mature hippos eat an average of 75 pounds of grass a day.
Jesus.
They just float down the river eating grass.
See, you alluded to this. You said they play. Was it this one? Yeah. Or earlier when we were joking around about hippos, you said they play with their food or prey or whatever, are they also possibly carnivorous? Do they eat other animals? They just kill them.
They just kill them. They just kill animals. They're just awful, mean animals in nature. I shouldn't say mean, because it's not mean in nature. They're territorial. So that's Darwinism. You went into the wrong fucking hole. But
heard that before. Damn it.
Nice.
I knew it as soon as I said it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was another beach ball right there.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, they are just mean. Ron said this earlier. They'll just trample people.
I don't know. You might have found the statistic or not, but I think in southern Africa, maybe it's northern Africa, the number one cause for deaths, outside of typical things like your cancer or whatever, the number one animal that kills people in northern Africa is maybe it is southern Africa. I don't know. Is hippos. They will straight stomp people out. Just done.
Yeah, they're mean. If you see a hippo, run in a different direction.
Yeah, don't zigzag either. They're not alligators.
I just sent each of you guys the hippo video, of it chasing the boat. Coming up like, yeah, it's badass.
Let's stick that on a Discord too.
Oh, okay. Which one? Just the lobby?
Yeah, just throw it out there in the lobby. Just say, hey, we talked about this.
I didn't want to give away one of the numbers pre-listening, but I didn't.
No, you don't plug it necessarily for what.
I'm just gonna put it in there.
Yeah, there you go.
No context.
Cool video.
Yeah, check this out. Just say we talked about it on the show. That's all.
Last fact I have about hippos is that in the wild they can live upwards of 40 years.
40? Okay.
40 years and upwards of 50 in captivity, but it's very common for most animals to live longer in captivity. Not all, but most.
See, why do we have to lose some really cool species of animals like that white rhino? What is it?
The white rhinoceros?
The white rhinoceros. Why do we got to lose some cool animals like? Why can't the fucking hippo die? I mean, that.
Do you want?
What does it do good for us?
You want to hear a super sad fact?
I mean, I guess
we're in one of the planet's great extinctions.
Oh, right now?
Right now.
Huh.
60% of the Earth's cephalopods? No, 80% of the Earth's cephalopods, I think is the right terms, but has gone extinct in the past 100 years.
Cephalopods means travels in packs?
I think. No, I should get my facts right.
99.9% of everything that ever existed on Earth has already gone extinct anyway.
Certainly. But being alive during a mass extinction and having no idea that it's happening is just kind of weird.
And it's due to global warming.
I'd say
climate change.
Climate change is the correct
Climate
term.
change.
Yeah, global warming is the wrong term.
That's actually the old 90s.
I say climate change is definitely a contributing factor, but honestly, I love them, but humans are like a parasite on the planet. If you take the Gaia theory, you take the Earth as an organism, we are the worst parasite to ever happen to the planet. We just destroy and kill everything in our path. We're about to lose another rainforest. So it's just
happening. You know the big difference between us and an actual parasite is? We have the ability to know better.
Really?
We do. We just choose not to. Greed or lust or whatever other human emotion that's attached to our intelligence drives us away from doing what we know better than to do, but we know better. We do. Well, as a species, we know better.
I disagree.
You don't think our species knows better than not to kill the planet?
I think a portion of our species does, and I think a significant portion chooses to believe that it's not real.
Choosing to believe it's not real
out of convenience.
Choosing to believe that it's not real means what's the term I'm looking for? Willful ignorance, and that is a problem.
Tons of willful.
No, I still, sheeple. We can get into the semantics of what I said. My point is, there are people who don't believe that it's real. To them, it's not a real thing. It's a lie. It's made up. The science is not real. It's all fake.
It's a hoax.
There's a reason we're still destroying the planet. There's a reason we're burning back brain forests. It measures that we have never even seen.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, I heard that too.
Brain forests.
So it's we can split semantics on it, but we're still actively destroying the planet. So obviously, a significant portion of the species does not believe or understand what's going on. I'm sorry, I said believe again, and I shouldn't have done that because I didn't want to. But it's not. There's a reason we're still doing it to the planet, and it's I don't know. It frustrates me. So easy. Did you know they just approved another 1 million gallons a day to come out of Devil's Eye Cavern up in North Florida, Nestle?
What?
out of the Devil's Eye Cavern Network.
I don't even know what Devil's Eye Cavern is.
It's the springs, Florida, and one of our main feeder springs for the state. Nestle has now gotten more access to pull more water out of the springs, which has been a big contributor to our big algae problem in the state. It just happened this year. So we're giving more access to do more damage to the environment at a legislative level right now.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a real...
If I've learned anything tonight in our off-show time, because listeners, we do sometimes talk between the breaks, learned how little I am caught up on current politics and current, let's just say, news that should be important to me.
Yeah,
I'm behind it big time.
It takes searching. I've had to build my own news outlets and my own news feeds because I can't.
Oh, yeah, it's frustrating.
The great algorithm just wants to fit me into a box.
Yep.
That's fine. It's really good at doing that, but that makes it hard to find other information. But yeah, so that's whatever. Hippos are awful. They sound funny. Humans suck. Number one.
All right.
Obvious camera sound.
That was a Nikon D6. No. So we want the chirp. That's what we're listening for.
The chirp, yeah. So the noise in there that sounds like a camera, it is this time around actually a camera.
All right.
I have a guess.
Go
ahead.
I was going to ask him to play it again.
No, I haven't played it again.
I want to hear number one again because it's so deceiving. It fooled Margaret.
Fucking fooled me, man.
Are there more than one in this?
Just one.
Sounds like it's getting closer. Because listen, it'll be really close. Here in just a second. It's like it was far away and then came up close. The distance that it sounded like it was either traveling or that the cameraman was recording from varied. So I don't know.
I just got prairie dog.
Prairie dog's not a bad guess. I'm gonna guess a regular, good old fashioned rabbit.
Okay, that's cool. Rabbit actually almost made the list. It is not a rabbit.
Rabbits have the most unusual sound too.
They do. It is actually a fucking cheetah.
Oh, nice.
That's a cheetah?
That is a fucking cheetah. That's the noise cheetahs make. They chirp at each other.
For such a badass creature, that's about the most pussy sound in the world.
God. And other than that, they have like domesticated cat traits like purring and things like that. They chirp at each other to communicate.
That's cool.
It's absurd. It's the most ridiculous video
of all time. Is that a full-grown adult cheetah?
Yes. Full-grown adult just chilling in the grass.
That's awesome.
What you're hearing is like the nature photographer whispering at this,
yeah,
not to get picked up by this crazy predator that's upwind. Yeah, that's cheetahs, man.
Fucking cheetahs make that. I would have never guessed that. You gave me 100 guesses. I would have got it wrong every fucking time.
Yeah, and I was trying to guess something completely like something that I would not think sounded like it.
Yeah,
it was a 1 in a million shot.
When I started this list, cheetah was number 9. And I was like, no, that's still better. 6, that's fucking still better. That's 4. All right, still. This is number 1. There's nothing that has thrown me off as much as a cheetah.
That was insane.
So yeah, not it's not like a crazy lion roar out of a mouse or anything, but it's just mind blowing. But you guys, here's some facts about cheetahs.
Yes.
So cheetahs, they are obviously a primarily African animal, but they are considered sub-Saharan for the most part. But there are colonies of cheetah as far away as Iran. There's a pocket of cheetah that live in southwest Iran. They're very small. It was 50 of them. I think it says 2017, 2018, something like that. But there's 50 or so of them that are still wild in Iran. There's wild cheetahs running around Iran.
I mean, I get Iran is not the most luscious land, to say that.
It's
as
really
polite
mountainous, a lot of it,
and
right?
very desert. Well, I can't. Of course, I guess they can find things to live off of. Obviously, if they've got a population that big there.
Yeah, it's.
Because the cheetahs I see are the ones that are hauling ass, chasing, on the Sahara, just eating. But
yeah, it's the same thing. They have a level of intelligence that they will use different tactics based on the species that they are trying to hunt. They will, as a group, because it's a different term. It's not pack. I wish I had written it in here, but they don't use the term pack. But whatever, a pack of cheetahs will hunt differently based on what they're trying to catch.
Clever girl. What movie?
I don't know.
Jurassic Park. Remember when the Velociraptor's in front of him and he's got the gun aimed and the one comes, flanks him on the side. He's like, clever girl. And then he dies.
Yeah, I remember that now.
The tail on a cheetah is not prehensile, but they can control it to a measure. It's heavy. It's a counterweight system. So the cheetah at full sprint can make a 90-degree turn because it uses its tail. So
no shit. Counterbalance.
Yeah.
Nice. You see that cheetah drifting, bro? That was pretty cool.
But that's really, I mean, they're able to keep up with slower prey that can like change directions really quickly, because they can also at 45, 50 miles an hour hook a hard left and take something down without slowing down at all.
That's insane. That's one of the most beautiful creatures to watch running. It's remarkable to see that thing move.
Yeah, and cheetahs are a lot older than I thought. So we have fossils of cheetah that have been dated anywhere between 1 million to 2 million years old. The cheetah is a very, very old species in its modern contemporary form. So we have, if you go farther back, then it's that kind of missing link sort of connection to other species that we do have fossil records for. So scientific theory, that's as far back as it goes. That, of course, meaning considered so true that it will.
That's long enough to have evolutionary changes. Was there any, when you were researching it, is there any differences in the fossil records that were found from the ones that were 1 million and 2 million years old?
Only size, for the most part.
Really?
Yeah.
They were bigger, I assume.
Yeah, everything was bigger a million years ago.
Yep. For whatever reason. Oxygen levels in the in the atmosphere or something is what I've read. The reason for that.
I know that. And as much as I hate to end this on such a sad note, there are approximately 7,000 wild cheetah left in the world.
Wonderful. 2 million years of existence.
Humans come along the last 100,000 years.
Yeah.
Done.
To you, yeah.
Damn. Not even the last 100,000 years. This is the past 100 years.
Yeah.
That we have diminished and destroyed the cheetah population globally.
I mean, look, the last 100 years, we've had what? How many billion of people increased in our population worldwide? Yeah,
several.
What did we? You and I looked this up recently. 1900, there was like
3 billion.
Yeah, it was like 3 billion comes to mind. 3 point something. Anyways, but yeah, now we're what,
7.5, almost 8 billion or 8 billion. Yeah,
we are on an exponential growth curve, unfortunately, and it is at naturally the expense of the environment, as any species would have on the environment if they grew at the rate humans do. But I wrote this, and there was, a lot of these animals have their own environmental struggles and things like that. And I don't want to get too soapboxy and preachy, but just, it's very easy to put the right trash in the blue hole instead of the black hole. Just like, it's very easy to do a very small amount personally. And if everybody in the world threw like one less piece of trash on the ground, that's nearly 8 billion less pieces of garbage the world. That's it. Just like one candy wrapper, just fucking trash can instead of one cigarette butt. Most cigarette butts are now biodegradable. They weren't always biodegradable. They're like 80 years of non-biodegradable cigarette butts. They're just out in the ocean, floating around in the trash patches.
Mm-hmm. Josh, so look, that wasn't so boxy. You're passionate about the planet. That's an awesome thing. I did want to throw in some Sarah McLachlan in there while he was. Yeah, exactly. All right, start over, Josh. Ron's gonna sing and go.
Man. So just no, it's.
You mean to fade him out, Josh?
That'd be funny. No, so there was just a lot of really cool things that came out of this. A lot of honorable mentions, a lot of things that I didn't expect. Like, for example, there's a term called CNR for wild animals, capture, neuter, release, catch, neuter, release, whatever. And there are a few animals that actually don't have CNR recommendations. And the number one largest invasive species that has a do not CNR order from PETA is the domesticated house cat.
Really?
Catch and euthanize. That's the PETA recommendation. They are so invasive.
Catch and euthanize.
Oh, yeah. CNR is not an effective means of control for the invasive domesticated house cat.
Huh.
100%. They destroy everything in their environment. Small game, birds, eggs, nests, lizards. They're invasive. They're awful to their localized environment.
PETA actually supports euthanization of cats?
Yep.
Really? Holy shit.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was really, out of everything that came up, that was the most mind-blowing thing. And you can go on the PETA website, you can look it up. And see it, catch, neuter, release, not effective. They still destroy environments even though they don't continue to breed. So, if you adopt a cat, try to keep that shit inside, because it's a problem.
Bob Barker over here.
Yeah.
Get it?
No.
Barker.
Barker. Like a dog. Because we were talking about cats. That relates so much. Barking.
No. Did I say his name wrong? No. The host of The Price is Right.
Okay.
The former host. Every show, how did he end every single show he ever did?
I don't know.
And always remember to spade and neuter your cats and your dogs.
I didn't remember that.
Every single show.
I'm not as old as you, old
I
man.
didn't either. I thought it was a Barker pun. I thought it was just because you said Barker.
I thought it was like barking and cats. I was like, what do those have to do with each other?
How am I the only one in the room that knows it? I get Josh because he's 10 years younger, but you had to have seen.
There you go.
You had to have seen The Price is Right growing up too.
I have certainly seen it.
Every single show.
I don't remember.
His show with spade and neuter your animals.
I saw it when I was like 5.
It's his closing line.
He won.
I'm Bob Barker, and
I would
remember to spade and neuter your animals.
I would turn it off after the person, was cheering that they won the Showcase Showdown. I didn't listen. I didn't stick around for the important details.
Back in the black and white days, you had to go to the TV listing channel, so you had like that 5-minute window, like wait for the thing to fucking scroll for a day and a half.
Dude, I remember when that didn't even exist.
Josh,
you had a TV guide.
I have opened a TV guide in my life. Jesus.
You said a statement in the past. If you're defending it, you're losing. So I had to defend that joke. That means I lost that joke. That's what that meant.
I
obviously,
remember saying that.
I thought it was you that said that.
I'm going to say it. That's a good one. You want to talk politics, Ron?
I'm going to step out on that.
Not in this show.
No.
What do we do when we have a politician, like a famous person that's into politics, like Jen Briney when we had her on? What if we have another person like that?
That'd be the only time that we'd be able to discuss it, but it's a conversation we'd have to have, whether we'd want to go that route.
And that goes back to our pulling the veil back for our listeners. That's to us vetting lists. That goes back to that proposition. So if we had, again, to have her come back and do a show, we would have to ask her, like, if you do politics, your show is politics, don't not talk about it, but like the list, like don't come in and just be like 10 things that the president said that I didn't like. Like I don't like we
Hers
can't.
were great. Hers were top 10,
she's wonderful.
Top 10
right.
political scandals. That was cool.
Right.
And that wasn't bipartisan. None of these.
Oh yeah, because there's political scandals all over the place. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, listen to last week's.
But you're going to talk about politics when that happens. But it's then on the other, and I mean, this feels like kind of not on air conversation, but a little peek behind the curtain for anybody. It's a little unfair. Like if I brought Dan Marino in here, hey, Dan, we love you and all, but I need you to do something about cats or something. You're not allowed to talk about sports.
I see what you're going. I see what you're going for.
There.
We said we're not a debate show.
We set a hard line on keeping politics out of the show.
Yeah, well, then what I'm saying is, in that case, we probably wouldn't want to invite people who talk about their life, their career. Their show is about politics. We wouldn't have those people on the show.
Case by case. We'll have to address it case by case. You're right.
Unless they specifically are willing to do something completely different.
Unless it's one of those major talking heads that are out there that have millions of followers, then I will straight up whore our show out for for those followers. I mean, let's be honest. It's about those numbers. And speaking of those numbers, if you enjoy the Twisted 10, be sure to share it with your friends. Let them know, you enjoy the show. We have a Discord. We're trying to grow our show back up again to what we once were before we all had babies and whatever Ron did. But yeah, share it out there because we have a lot of fun doing this show, and we want our listenership to grow as we're seeing it grow every single week, which is really enthusiastic to see. But yeah. So there's our little self-promotion plug. How to self-promote yourself without sounding like you're self-promoting yourself.
That's true. And I guess while we're on that vein, I also I don't know.
I love it.
Awesome.
Fucking love that thing.
This is a great list. Did you want to run down the 10 again? I don't know if you did that, or did I miss
He did
that?
the 5 but at the beginning of the segment.
Well, normally we run down the whole 10, or do we not do that?
No, I'll run
I thought we
down.
did.
So number 10 was the lyre bird. This was the bird that was near the construction site making construction site noises, hammering and chainsaws. And
That
power
one
tools
was
and stuff.
awesome. One of my
That's cool.
favorites. Yeah.
It was
That's a mockingjay. That's what that is.
Yeah.
No.
You see what I did there?
The Goliath grouper, the 300 to 400 pound fish that barks, little bass hit. The bushtail possum laughter. The white rhinoceros. Again, they were like getting pets and attention, so it's just like an excited noise. The screaming goat, which you just heard again.
My favorite.
The desert rain frog, that little squeaky thing. The red fox scream, one of the 12 sounds that they can make.
What did the fox say?
The koala mating call, that god-awful guttural donkey noise.
That sound may have beat the number 1 sound for me. I would never have guessed that was a koala either, ever.
Yeah, it's those are tough. Number 2 is hippos, that just evil, dark, heavy laugh. Just it's.
And you said I'll let you finish this part.
And then number 1 was the cheetah, the chirping cheetah sounds.
I think the cheetah was the coolest for me. I mean, it makes a bird chirp from a feline.
Those top 3 are for sure the best because the fucking evil laugh of that hippo in there, and then the yeah. So you said that you're gonna give me the links to when we upload this episode.
Yes, I have. Every audio clip that we played came from a YouTube video. I have all of those links together. They will be in the show notes.
Cool.
Most of them are longer than what you heard. I played about 30 seconds of each of them, save the much shorter clips. I played them a few times, but some of those go on 2.5, 3 minutes. A couple of them pick up. There's a person like explaining what's happening on, like, I don't want to say the scene, but like in the video, like what's going on, where they are. So if you just want to nerd out on some nature, there's just some cool stuff. David Attenborough talks about the lyre bird, and he's the most relaxing man on the planet. So
he just died last year, didn't he?
Did he die?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he died. He was one of the biggest nature buffs out there for documentaries and stuff. I thought maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm way off on that. Maybe it was somebody else.
Yeah, I heard he was sick. Sir David Attenborough. 7 days ago. Okay, no, he's still alive. He's still getting quoted for stuff.
Who was I thinking about? Oh well, whatever. No, not
crocodile.
Steve Irwin. No, I knew where you were going, Ron.
Like 15 years ago.
No, that was not. And I got to say something for me and you. I'm proud of us, Ron. I'm very proud of us because this entire episode on animals, neither one of us did a Steve Irwin impersonation.
I actually was, as he was saying, I was just thinking about he had to skip the videos where they like commentate to the listen to the sounds of the koala. Like he could play videos like this.
Koala in the world. Let me stick my finger in its butt. Yeah.
And it would sound like that. Yeah, it was a great list, man.
It was a very good list, Josh.
I had a lot of fun with that.
Knocked it out of the park.
I wonder if that was our first like animal nature list.
We've had some sounds. Tach did a sound episode a while back, like early, like episode 10 or 12 or something like that. But it was sounds like bizarre sounds in nature, but it wasn't animals. It was like the weird chirp that was repeating in France or something, and it was these weird, really weird, bizarre ones. I almost put together a list of top 10 sounds from space because there are some really bizarre sounds. Like, did you know that the rings of Saturn actually have an audible, playable sound because of the radio signals that come off of Saturn? Saturn? Yeah, Saturn.
It is the rings of Saturn, yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking cool. And there's lots of those things, but I figured I would like that, but that might be a boring list for everybody else because it's not.
I don't think so, because it's sciencey, and for people who like the sciencey stuff that we do, which we do, I think quite a bit.
Yeah, that's true.
I think anybody would get into that. I didn't know there was any sounds in space at all, simply because I didn't know sound could carry.
It doesn't. Technically, it doesn't. You're right. Sound itself can't carry. However, radio signals are light effectively, so they're radio waves, not sound traveling through. Sound can't travel to a vacuum. The actual sound cannot travel, but the radio frequency that can be then converted into something you and I can hear can travel through space.
Oh, okay. No, I'd be down to listen to something like that.
Hey, maybe that's a teaser for a future episode then.
That'd be fun.
All right, let's do some plugs. Where do we send our folks to support us, Josh?
Twisted10.com. That is the easiest place to get to everything. That'll get you to our Discord. Come hang out with our community. Just come say hey, show some love. Like we mentioned earlier, doesn't require an install. You can just hit the link. It'll just open up in a website. You can type a nickname in, come in, say hey. If you don't want to install anything, you can. We're hanging out in there. We are there. Come in, say hey. Also on the website, there is a link to our Patreon. Adam talked about that a little bit earlier. A few tiers we have in there for a couple of bucks, literally $2 a month. Great support for the show, but also back to that Discord. Gives you a special role on the Discord. Name is highlighted as a supporter. Thank you. And you also get your own channel. You get your own voice channel. And we use that channel to bounce ideas off of some of our listeners and get feedback on directions for the show. I have a list ready to go that was given to us from a Twisted Council member. What is a Twisted Council? That is everybody who supports Patreon. You are a council member. We need you guys to make sure the show doesn't go awry and become awful. That's what we're counting on you guys for.
Yeah, provide input, provide feedback. Yep. If you like something, tell us. If you didn't like something, even more importantly, tell us.
Yeah, that's
where the comments about Ron come in.
And from there, we have a $5 tier, which gives you access to our bonus, way less politically correct, filtered after show. It's a half hour to about an hour, depends on what's going on, and we just kind of get into it. It's a little more round talk, it's a little bit more off the cuff, a little bit more impromptu, but that's just for our $5 and up tiers. That's just for you guys. And then we have on there, we have a $20 tier, which I'll be honest, it doesn't get you anything extra. However,
our love is what it gets them.
It gets you an immense amount of love and one monthly hand job from Ron. Anyways, thanks. That's been. Oh,
so we're cutting that benefit back then. So
okay. Hey, Josh.
Was every 2 weeks.
Sign me up. Okay. Sign me up now. Take my money.
But yeah, you can get all those links, twisted10.com, or if you're feeling extra frisky, you can go to patreon.com/twisted10 or discord.com/twisted10. And you can go straight there and, not show up as one of our dots on our website analytics, if that's your thing. It's my thing. I get it.
Cool. Good recap. Good plugs. All right, you boys ready to get out of here?
Yes.
Ready to do this? All right. Well, awesome list, Josh. You brought it. You fucking owned it. This is a great example of how you do a list with audio integrated into the show. So for listeners out there, or for for future guests that we might have that are going to host their own show, we can incorporate your audio into the show, and we can do video too once we get our studio streaming up and running. So eventually, that might be something we can look at too.
It's coming.
So on behalf of the Twisted 10, thank you very much for listening. I'm Adam.
I'm Ron.
And your host tonight.
And I'm Josh.
Thank you, guys. We will see you next week. I fucking love that. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.